Oh, hello. It's Sunday tomorrow and we're all going on a picnic. And the lovely Maggie has asked can I make a nice soft white loaf so she can put sandwiches up for us. So I found this fantastic recipe. There's not even any kneading required. And I'm going to get on with it and make it now. So if you want to stick with me, I'll show you how to make this really nice, easy, no nonsense white loaf. Get yourself a bowl and put 350 grams of strong white flour in it. Add a heaped teaspoonful of salt and a sachet of instant dried yeast. Then give it a good whisking to mix it up. Melt 40 grams of butter or cooking margarine in the microwave. There we go. Now add 140 millilitres of water at room temperature, 140 millilitres of milk, and give it a good stir. Start to come together. Now start to add your melted butter. Be really careful though because it's hot, so put about half of it in and give it a good mix. Now add the remainder of the butter and again keep mixing, and after a minute or so it'll start to form a dough. It'll be watery and very, very sticky, but that's exactly what you're looking for. And once you think you've mixed it up enough, what you need to do is put this at one side for about 30 minutes just to let it harden up a little bit. I've had the dough covered for about half an hour or so, and you see it's still a bit of a mess in there, still gooey. What we're going to do now, we're not actually going to knead it. What we're actually going to do is, I've got myself a little bowl of water here, cold water. Dip your hands in the cold water, makes your fingers slippery. And what you do is you pick up an edge and you bring it to the middle like that, and then you make your way round like this. Keep your fingers wet. You see, picking it up, stretching it and bringing it to the middle. Keep them fingers nice and moist. Keep yourself working in like this. Go all the way around. And you should feel, it starts to feel a bit more like dough. When you've been round a few times, what you're going to do is you're going to cover this again, and you're going to leave it this time until it doubles in size. Now I use quite a bit of instant yeast in here, so I think it'll probably need about an hour, hour and a half, but we'll keep our eye on it. But we want to get that to twice its size. So again, we'll cover it and we'll keep it somewhere nice and warm. We'll get back to you in about an hour, hour and a half. Okay, well it's had an hour and a half and it's eventually gone double its size, and you can see it's still quite soft, but I'm just going to put that to one side because the first thing we need to do is to get our loaf tin. Now this is a £2 loaf tin I'm making it in today, and we need to grease it. So I'm just going to put a little bit of oil in the bottom, and then I'm just going to brush that in just so that it doesn't stick when it's cooking. So once the tin's all nicely greased, you spread a bit of flour on your worktop, and we're going to take the dough, and what you're going to do, just pop it like this with your fingers. And what that's going to do is going to let all the air out. If you notice, it's shrinking back a little bit. And then what we're going to do is very carefully going to get this out. It's all gooey and sticky, can you see? But it will come out. We're going to get that out there like that. Now we're not going to knead this, by the way. This is the beauty of this recipe. You don't knead. But basically, I'm working it into a ball like this. And then what we're going to do, it doesn't need much, by the way. We're going to get into a nice dough ball like that. And then what we're going to do, I'll flatten it out with my fingers. And I'm going to get it about, just the width of it's going to be just short of my baking tray. That way. And the length, you just want to get it nice, like a rectangle if you can. Back out the way. And then what you want to do is you're going to start from this end. And you're going to roll it up like this. Like that. And make like a sausage. And then you're going to get your baking tin and plop this in there like that. And it will spread out, by the way. You're going to do that like that. And then we're going to cover this and we're going to let it rise again. And again, I think it's going to take about an hour, but it could take longer. So we'll get that covered up, put it somewhere warm, and we'll get back when it's risen. Now what I'm looking for here, by the way, I want it to rise so it's just above the top of this. And that'll give it its nice bread shape. So we'll put this somewhere nice and warm, get back to you when it's risen. So this has been rising for about, probably 1 3/4 hours. And that's where you want it to be. Can you see it's just above? That'll rise beautifully. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get the oven preheated to 190 degrees C, which is about 375 Fahrenheit, which I think is about 7, gas mark 7. So without further ado, we'll get that oven up to temperature and then we're going to pop that in the oven. So there we go, the oven's up to temperature, 190 degrees C. We'll pop that in there and we'll set the timer for 45 minutes. The loaf's now had its 45 minutes and I can see through the window that it's perfectly cooked. Oh, look at that. Oh, the smell is like being in a bakery. There it is. Let's get it onto the worktop and get it out of the tin. This is going to make beautiful sandwiches tomorrow. Let's see if I can get it out of the tin. Everything's still red hot. Oh yes, there she is. One very light, it's red hot, one very light white loaf. Now then, the temptation is to cut it straight away and try it because it's so mouth-wateringly nice. But it's so light, it's going to be really difficult to cut. So you've got to let this cool off, let it go cold before you start slicing it. Once it's cold, it'll slice great. So I'm going to put this, I'm going to wrap it up and I'm going to put it away. And the lovely Maggie can cut this tomorrow and she can make the sandwiches for the picnic. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you stayed to the very end. And there she is. I hope yours turns out as nice as this one. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.